If you're struggling to lose weight, no matter what you tried doing keto, you tried doing carnivore, you tried fasting, you tried spending hours doing cardio and literally starving yourself and seeing no progress, I'm gonna show you exactly how to lose weight following these simple 6 steps. So without further ado, let's get into it. Before I show you the simple 6 steps you need to do every single day to lose weight, you first need to understand that in order to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. In order to do this, what you have to do is find your maintenance. You can find your maintenance by going on a calorie calculator online, putting in your height, putting in your activity level, and putting in your weight. And then what you need to do is subtract 500 calories from that. Once you subtract 500 calories from that, that will have you losing 1 pound a week, which is crucial. So in order for this to work, you need to be in that deficit. So make sure that you're subtracting 500 calories from your maintenance, and then you will start to lose weight. But what these simple steps do is it makes it easier for you to hit this 500 calories and even more, meaning you will lose even more than 1 pound every single week. So let's get into it. So in order for you to lose weight, we know that we need to be in a deficit. The deficit comes from 2 things: calories in and calories out. What walking does is it helps you burn more calories, meaning you're gonna get more calories out. So what we simply wanna do is we wanna walk more. We wanna focus on hitting 10K steps every single day. And we could do this simply by just moving more, going on a 20-minute walk in the morning, going on a 20-minute walk in the afternoon, moving more around the day, parking your car further, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. And the reason we wanna get 10,000 steps every single day is because 10,000 steps equals 500 calories burnt. Meaning, if you simply just implement the walking and hit your 10K steps, you'll burn 1 pound of fat a week. But we just don't want to stop on there. We want to keep going. And that's why you need to focus next on high volume eating. Well, high volume eating is basically finding low calorie foods that you're able to eat a lot of, but still be in shape. This is things like meats, things like egg whites, things like adding greens into your food. Another thing is simply by switching to the fat-free or sugar-free version. This saves hundreds of calories, meaning you can eat more of the foods you already are eating and literally stay in shape. Another thing I love to do is add in low carb wraps and low carb bread. Not only are these things low in calories, but it makes it so easy for you to stay in a deficit because you're eating so much food. And another thing on top of that is if you make bowls, if you make potatoes, if you make chicken, if you make anything like this, add in leafy green vegetables. It helps fill up the plate, which will help fill up your stomach, causing you to actually stay full and not want to cheat on your diet. Because we know the reason most people cheat on their diet is because they're hungry. So if you can literally start implementing high volume foods, you won't be hungry and you'll start to lose weight so much easier. The next thing we want to do is we want to do low volume training. What I mean is we want to do less exercises, less sets, but we want to push the intensity. Intensity is key. In order for you to build muscle, you need to be going up on strength. This means like pushing yourself on your exercises. And if you're doing a whole load of volume, you're not gonna make progress. So instead, focus on lifting in the 6 to 8 rep range. Yes, this is low volume, but what it does allow you to do is it allows you to lift heavier weights, which means you will build more muscle because muscle burns more calories than fat at rest. That means you simply being alive by having more muscle on your frame will allow you to eat more food and would allow you to stay in shape, which is the key of everything we want to do. Eat more food, but still lose weight. So make sure that you're doing low volume but high intensity training, especially if you want to build muscle. The next thing we want to do and focus on that most people skip on and sleep on is literally sleep. Sleep is where your body recovers. Most people think when they're in their gym, they're building muscle. But in the reality is, you're breaking down your muscle. You're actually building muscle when you're recovering. And sleep is crucial for your recovery. Not only for building muscle, but also for you to burn fat. If you want to burn fat, then you need to be getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because when you're sleeping, your body's in fat burning mode. If you don't get enough sleep, what ends up happening is you end up raising your chances of losing muscle. You end up lowering your chances of burning fat. And on top of that, not getting enough sleep will raise your ghrelin, which means you're gonna get more cravings, and specifically more cravings for junk food. So make sure you're on top of sleep. I can literally go endlessly on why sleep is so crucial for you. So make sure you're getting enough sleep, especially if you want to lose weight. And the next thing that most people don't ever think about when going on a diet is fiber. So many people talk about getting your protein, and protein is so important for building muscle, staying full, and overall just feeling better. But fiber is really the key to staying full. What fiber does is it slows down your digestion, meaning the food will take longer to break down, meaning your stomach's gonna stay filled up. And on top of that, fiber is very important because fiber is what helps you poop. And if you're not pooping and your system gets clogged up, you're not gonna be able to lose weight and the scale is gonna be heavier. So if you wanna stay full, you don't wanna get hungry, get your fiber. Most people don't know how to get their fiber. So what you wanna do is, if you're a man, aim for 25 to 40 grams of fiber a day. And if you're a female, aim for 20 to 30 grams of fiber a day. You could get this by eating leafy green vegetables, eating more fruit, or my favorite personal way is adding in low carb breads and low carb tortillas. My favorite is 647 bread and extreme wellness tortilla. These things are filled with fiber and very low in calories, which will help you eat more food and actually stay full. And is really the cheat code of losing fat. If you add fiber on top of everything else you're doing on this, not only are you gonna be burning fat at a rapid pace, but you're also gonna be full and you're never gonna be hungry, which means it'll make burning fat so much easier. And lastly, the most slept on thing that most people don't do is having a morning routine. I noticed that once I implemented a morning routine, that is the time I was actually able to lose the weight and stay more consistent, because having a morning routine will help you stay locked in. Basically, if you do this morning routine, it makes the rest of the day easier because you're falling into place. I notice if I just wake up in the morning, I don't do anything and I just go on through my day, I'm the same way with my diet. I'm inconsistent with my diet. I don't show up for my training. I don't show up to do the things I want to do. So I'm not telling you need to have a 16-step Ashton Hall morning routine. But what you want to do is have a 3-step morning routine. What you want to do is you want to wake up in the morning and hydrate. You want water and salt in the morning. Yes, I might sound crazy, but grab a pinch of salt. Specifically, I like to use pink salt and drink that with your water. What this will help you do is give you the electrolytes that your brain needs for you to actually stay locked in. And what you'll notice is that you won't get cravings in the morning, because the cravings usually come from dehydration, not from you actually being hungry. So water and electrolytes in the morning is the first thing. Second, you wanna walk. Like I mentioned earlier, you want to walk at least 20 minutes in the morning. What this does is it increases your metabolism. It boosts your metabolism, increase your TDEE, which will help you lose more weight. And on top of that, you're already moving your body. So you're burning your calories, you're getting in your steps, which will help you lose more weight. And on top of that, it just makes you feel so much more relaxed. I notice once I go in the morning walk, I'm really in nature, I'm not in my phone, I'm relaxed, and it makes the rest of the day so much easier. And on top of that, it's so key for your circadian rhythm. And your circadian rhythm is what helps you actually feel tired at nighttime. So make sure that you walk in the morning and you get direct sunlight. The last step is writing down your goals. Most people never write down their goals. They go through their day endlessly without thinking what they want to achieve. But what I notice is people who write their goals down are 42% more likely to hit them. You could literally look this up. And on top of that, if you write your goals every single morning, your subconscious brain, the part of your brain you're not consciously thinking about, but is working 24/7, is getting activated. It's basically aligning everything you do, all your decisions, to hit your goals. So make sure in the morning, you're at least writing down 3 to 5 goals. This could be to hit your workout, stick to your diet, go on your walks, but once you're writing that things down, it manifests into real life. So you wanna make sure that you're writing down your goals. And basically, if you follow this 6-step morning routine, it will make it so much easier for you to finally lose weight. Implement these 6 steps and I can guarantee the weight will start shredding off your body. But if you're the type of person who has a burning desire, you're tired of going to the gym, spending endless hours lifting weights, doing cardio, and starving yourself and seeing no changes, click the first link in the description and I'll see if I can help you lose weight, sculpt your dream body, and actually become the person you're meant to be, no matter how heavy you are, because I believe every man should feel comfortable in his own body.